Let's talk about women's sports, men and women's sports as well. Chrissy Clark back with us, a reporter for the Daily Caller, Newsmax contributor. Alongside Chrissy, former gubernatorial candidate Tudor Dixon, the host of the Tudor Dixon podcast. All right, well, this is layered, isn't it, with Megan Rapinoe. I always think her name's a little bit hard for me to say sometimes, but the bottom line is it's good about the pay, okay? I kind of like that. Not everyone agrees, but the fact that, she's come out and kind of said that men can be on sports teams. Tudor, let's get your reaction. This was a big topic, obviously, when you were running for governor in the state of Michigan.
Right. I think this is unfortunate as she decides to leave the sport, to leave this legacy that she wants men to come into the sport when women are fighting. But I also don't want that to take away from this World Cup or the women that are competing right now in soccer, because women's sports are so important. It's important that we come and we watch them, that we support them in every possible way. I think that as you see women fighting for equal pay, part of the reason, as you saw, that's been a struggle is viewership of women's sports. So we want to make sure people understand women are working just as hard as men. Come out and support them. Watch their sports. This one person who has come out and said that she wants men on the soccer field, that is not how the majority of women feel.
That's a good point. Yeah, they're working hard, and they're working hard to keep their spot on teams, Chrissy.
Right, and the fact that Megan Rapinoe said that after she herself was on a team that lost to a bunch of 15-year-old boys showcases exactly why we shouldn't be having men on women's teams. And we are moving past this in a lot of European nations. The fact that America is so far behind on this game is appalling. We're supposed to be leading, and yet we seem to be so far behind, whether it comes to transgender medicine among kids or allowing biological males in women's spaces. I believe Italy just announced that they're no longer allowing biological men to compete in women's competitions. That includes beauty pageants as well. Why are the Western European nations getting it and America just doesn't?
Yeah, well, perhaps it's, a lot of the pressure, too, that kids feel to, you can't call somebody out for something because you're transphobic. We saw a lot with the Bud Light controversy. Dylan Mulvaney, by the way, I didn't know is available for gigs. Apparently, still looking for work here. Didn't make enough with that collab. She posted a story giving her agent's email. She has an agent over at CAA, must be nice. And she can talk about things like LGBTQIA advocacy, social media, women's empowerment. The scary thing is, Tudor, some universities will welcome her where Riley Gaines had to run and hide from an angry mob.
Right. And well, I think the most interesting part about this is that she is asking for money to come and speak at universities. I'm all for anybody who wants to speak at a university. This is a free speech zone. We want people to understand that they have the right to come onto our university campuses and speak. I want that for the left. I want that for the right. But I don't want my taxpayer dollars going to having people speak that I don't necessarily agree with. So if you want to do it for free, if that's what you want to do, then go for it. But I'm hearing people say, oh, she needs all this money. She doesn't need any money. She's doing quite fine.
With CAA involved, she's definitely not doing it for free because they're going to take a cut and then she's going to get a little bit of it. We're just about a minute left. I do want to get your reaction, Tudor, to a story we covered earlier. Michigan's Attorney General, a Democrat, brought charges against 16 Republicans for what she calls a fake electors scheme, portraying themselves as presidential electors in 2020. We're also looking live in D.C. as there's a grand jury that could be voting on a third indictment to President Trump. He says he got a target letter from Jack Smith saying he is a target in investigation regarding 2020. What do you make of the charges in Michigan and also this looming indictment for the leading GOP candidate, former President Trump?
Sure. Well, we are used to now seeing on the national scale a political opponent going after their political opponent and trying to prosecute them in some way. That's what we're seeing here in the state of Michigan. But keep your eyes on Attorney General Dana Nessel, because as you've seen this in Washington, D.C., nothing compares to what Dana Nessel is willing to do. She has a long track record of doing this. She went after former Governor Rick Snyder. She is going after these Michigan electors. She will continue to do this. And as we've seen, folks in Michigan are trying to rise in the ranks. So as I said, keep your eye on her. She is incredibly corrupt. This is a political attack. That's all this is. And she will continue to push as hard as she possibly can.
Wow, tough stuff out there. All right, ladies, a pleasure to see you. Maybe lighten it up, go see a movie. Barbie, Oppenheimer, I don't know. There's a lot of options
Lighten
out there.
it up with Oppenheimer.
Not Oppenheimer, but go see a movie. Get your mind off
Exactly,
this
lightening it up.
Chrissy Clark, Tudor Dixon, thank you, ladies. Good to see you both.
Thank you.